All right. Hey everyone, Cynics here, and I'm back for another weekly stream thanks to Patreon support, I guess. I always like to start at like 10 seconds late, maybe 30 seconds late, just to see if the stream is canceled joke ever gets old, but it doesn't. It never gets old. So anyway, I think we're just gonna have some fun today. We're gonna draw some. I don't know. We're gonna draw something though, and it's gonna be pretty relaxed and fun. And I'm not gonna try to do too much. I'm just gonna stay in some comfort zones and try to focus on hopefully making something I like, because I don't make stuff I like often enough. So as always, standard kind of information. You guys can ask questions in the chat. It helps if you write question in caps before you ask your question, just so I can see it. And I will do my best to read the chat once every 10 minutes. So I think that's about it. I probably forgot 100 things, but that doesn't matter. We're just gonna hop into the spiral zone real fast and get our arm warmed up. You know, it's actually interesting. I don't know. I think it was Psyker that was talking about how I always do my spirals as a warm up. Um, the spirals aren't really a warm up per se, unless at least they don't really do much to improve your muscle control. The same way doing like lines, like the old trick of doing two dots and trying to connect them with a straight line. Ooh, that was terrible. It's all wobbly. Well, it's obviously easier if the lines are close. But you do stuff like that to practice your muscle control. But the reason I think I do spirals every time I start, it's more like to orientate my brain away from doing sketchbook stuff and just get my brain focused on controlling the tablet. Just doing a couple simple shapes and things will get your brain used to using the tablet. I mean, naturally, if you've used the tablet for a long time, you're probably used to, looking at one thing, drawing in another spot, and but it's always good to just kind of acclimate yourself really fast, doing some kind of simple shapes, just so you're in the right state of mind. All right. So, anyway, I don't know what I'll do first. I feel like I should do some female faces or something. I'm gonna try to do some faces. We'll see how it goes. If the face works, I'll add a body. If the body works, I'll add some mechanical robots in the background. I don't know what I'll do. So I feel like starting with eyes today. I don't know why. It's feeling like a good eye day. So most people would never think it's a good idea to start with eyes. You're supposed to start with construction and everything, but we want to have fun and kind of come up with graphical stuff. And as long as you can piece it together in the end, you can start with whatever part of the body you think might be interesting in some way. So if you have an interesting idea for an eye, there's nothing wrong with starting with the eye. Get your little idea out there, and that's the kind of important thing. Maybe it'll be the catalyst that creates your art. You don't have to worry too much about following conventions or sticking to things people tell you. You can just kind of mess around all you want. I don't really like that eye though, to be honest. It's kind of not even my style. So I actually like to put like a little dab of color in the corner. I don't know if you've ever seen me do that. But that's just so I don't have to keep going back to the color wheel to get back to my ink color. So I can just select there, alt select white, alt select there. Try to leave that spot alone. I consider it like a little inkwell on the page. So I can go back in there and dip into my inkwell and quickly change colors. It's a helpful tip that I think will speed up the process just a little bit, you know? So Javoyan is asking, who is Cozy Zone? Well, the word cozy means comfortable, and the word zone means zone. So I would say it's just a reference for staying in my comfort zone because it's a holiday weekend and we don't want to be too crazy. So I'm gonna do two eyes this time. We're moving up in the world. We're going all the way up to two eyes today. and it should be a lot of fun. So I gave these eyes a slight 3D shape, which means in my head, see, I can picture them in 3D. So in my head, I already visualized, when I drew the first eye, I already visualized the entire shape of the face and where it was going to be just because of the shape of the eye lid. I guess you can say eye. So obviously an eye is a circle. So naturally, if you were looking at it from straight on, there might be a line across its equator. And from straight on, the line will just look flat. But if you view it from down below, then, you know, the line around the equator turns into this curve, or vice versa. So obviously, if I have that curve from there, then I can picture the rest of the face. So we got a nose, and nostrils are always challenging. I don't know how to do them. I will never learn how to do them, apparently. But we can do the bottom of the nose first. And I like to kind of add like a little line that's like a guideline for like the whole bulbous part of the nose. So I don't know if I ever really mentioned that, but I do that all the time. It helps me visualize everything in 3D space if you kind of separate the nose into a bulbous area, like the bulb of the nose. So the nose goes like this maybe, and then you can add like a little bulbous part. Depending on the nose, that one's kind of pointy. It can be, you know, bigger, different, flatter, whatever. But I picture this separation where the nostrils and everything and the bulb of the nose come out, and that helps me draw it, right? So I like to draw a line, like an imaginary line, like right there, right there. It's a good line to do. I find it helpful. You might not find it helpful, but you know, these are just potential tips that might work out. So I already don't like this face because I made the nose really big. And I guess that's not a huge issue because we could say, okay, now that I've established this shape of the nose, I have two options in my head right now. Either I decide that the nose is incorrect for what I'm visualizing, or I decide I adapt what I'm visualizing to the nose. Because I think we can pretty much get away with any shape to the nose at this point. We haven't established a strong camera angle or whatever. So you can see here the nose is kind of big. So we can just actually visualize that like the forehead is a lot smaller than I originally pictured. And we're going to have some like some of it coming toward us a bit more. Maybe the camera is a bit lower, a bit more foreshortened. I don't know the right words for all the camera terms, but you know, it's a bit closer in the focal point and whatever, blah, blah, apertures. So, you know, you can do stuff like that and visualize the rest of the face. I think I will actually do the mouth also. So once again, we can add a little curve to the little oh no, I know this name. Filtrum, right? Filtrum. Okay, yeah, we can add a little curve to that. And as we're going in as we're going through with these little parts, I always have little tips. So the filtrum area, generally, the mouth kind of, you have a nose, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then you have a mouth area. It kind of comes out like this and then into the lips. You know, this is just a real rough example. And then there's a chin down here. So you can kind of exaggerate it instead of just being a straight line like this. I think it looks better if there's like a little angle there, like boom, boom. So when you're drawing from any other angle, you can kind of accentuate the filtrum by making it kind of go in an angle like this. And that makes it more dynamic, makes it more fun. Obviously, if you're viewing it from straight ahead, you wouldn't really have that. But even then, you can have that. You can have the angle, and it'll just make the face look a little bit twisted, a little bit fun. And I do that in a lot of my drawings. I don't think I ever mentioned that one before. So I've given away all kinds of trade secrets today. No, they're not secrets. They're just things I never really mentioned, but I do all the time. So things like that. Always doing the filtrum like it's a little bent little piece of, I don't know, like a bent little piece of something, ribbon. So then obviously the mouth, similar to the eyes actually, if you picture the whole mouth as like an orb. Kind of think of Homer Simpson real fast. So you got the, he's got his nose and his eyes or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how to draw them. But they accentuate the whole front of the mouth with like a big round shape. And that's kind of similar to the eyes. So from the front, a mouth might go along the equator. It's kind of like a monkey too. You can picture it like a little monkey. So you got a little monkey here. He's going to have a head and whatever. And yeah, so there was our monkey. But you can picture the mouth like on the equator of this ball. So if you view it from the bottom, obviously the ball will, I should have drawn the ball first. So there you can have the ball. And if you view it from the bottom, it'll look like that. You view it from the top, it'll look like that. So always think about the mouth like that. And there's a little more depth to it that you can get into. For instance, you kind of can put the ball outward. Like you can add a little notch here. And then when you do the mouth like this, you'll have the notch like that. When you have it downward, you'll have the notch like that. And you'll figure out how to play with it to get it to work. But it'll work. Okay, anyway. Oh, let me answer a question. Hold on. Sorry, I didn't see many questions, but question by Same901 something. I am doing the painting that is under soft green light, so what color should the skin tones be? Generally skin is pretty reflective material. So I don't know what kind of green you're looking for, but let's say you have a light source that's kind of like a green, and then your skin is naturally, what color would you say? Depends on the person, but it could be something like this, So there's your light kind of color. The whole room is maybe this color, skin is that color. So obviously you're just going to bring the skin toward this color. So I can look at them in my color wheel and see that, okay, it's probably something like this. But I would actually, for some reason, green doesn't really bring a lot of color, so you could probably bring a lot more coolness to things, actually desaturate them. So your shadows might be more cool, desaturated tones. And your highlights might be stronger and closer to the green. It's kind of interesting to look at. I mean, I don't know. Personally, if I was just representing a green light, I would just go super green with everything. So the skin tone might be, all green with a little bit of bluish tones. This isn't blue, but it's a slightly more desaturated green, and it's slightly bluer too. Actually, I would like it go stronger, but I think it would be fun to just go overly green. Anyway, I don't know. It's a little up to the situation and the art direction you want to go with. So anyway, back to the mouth. So I was explaining the whole monkey mouth circle thing. So once again, we can kind of do it like that if we wanted. I don't think I should make it that big. We can make it bigger than the nose just because we'll assume that the camera is actually... I gotta get rid of this line real fast. We'll assume that the camera is like kind of getting a strong angle. And since we're looking from the bottom, it'll be closer to the nose part. Okay. Yeah, I forgot to mention the little notch. You got a little notch kind of in the front of the mouth. So factor that into your ball. So you can do it like that. You can do it like this. A little bit of notching going on. Once again, it's more like advanced techniques, I guess you can say. But the basic shape is the most important one. So personally, I don't really like to add the upper lip line. I've been doing it a lot, but I've never been a fan of it. So you can just kind of hint at it with the filtrum. And that's kind of all you need. You can add a little bit of lines around the lips, ooh, just to kind of show where things are moving. But you know, it all depends on the level of detail you want to get into. So as always, the cheeks kind of come around into the jowls, and those kind of fold up under the face. The jowls kind of come up under the bottom lip, form this kind of crease in here, and then the chin would be below that. So, you know, you can have your face like that if you want. And that's, you know, a face. It's not a good face, but it's a face. It's certainly not pretty, but it's fun. It has some dynamics to it, and it was made in very fitting dynamic ways. And of course, we've talked about it before, but let's just quickly visualize. So we can have our cheekbones, might be, you know, way up here, our cheeks, and then the bone for that comes down the side of the head. So we want that to be the widest part, you know, wide, 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 and then attach your ears to that, like they hang off it. And you can do your ears however you want. You can have them big on the bottom, you can have them big on the top. I think big on the bottom looks fun. You know, keep drawing, and since we're getting an under look of the whole face, you can just hint at it a little bit. You probably wouldn't need all these lines because you're not getting those shadows in there. And lines, lines, lines. So there you go. I think it's fun if you just make the person's head look like a finger or a thumb. Why not? It's kind of a cool way to draw things. Everyone can be a thumb. Uh-huh. Let me see if there's any questions in the chat real fast. How would you draw it at an extreme angle looking from a worm's view? Oh, that's not that hard. You mean just the face? I think the other thing I mentioned it a lot, this part, but I always, if I'm doing like a really crazy angle, it helps to visualize the face as like a mask. So like, I don't know, I would kind of want to start with the nose, not because it's a good idea to start with the nose, but because that's going to be like the highest point you're going to see. And then the mouth is going to be so tucked up under the nose from like that extreme angle. Once again, like the ball's actually going to be coming in front of it from that angle. So you might even get it covering up the nose, you know. It kind of depends on the person you want to draw. The reference, not the reference, but the kind of idea for the person you're trying to recreate. And then you would have those hints at the eye socket. Just kind of connect in here to the side of the nose. And then I don't know if you would see the top of the forehead, but you could. And that would obviously be more narrow than the cheekbones at this point. So you get the cheekbones come out here. And if I just wanted it to be a mask, I would do my mask like this. And I'd have it come up a little bit for the kind of hinting at where the neck would be connecting. And it's a little up to you. If you wanted, you can make the chin kind of big and also coming out, and maybe that's even in front of the mouth. You know, you can have all kinds of crazy chins going on. The chin can actually cover up everything. Maybe your chin's way in front of the other parts, or maybe it's really diminished. It's up to you. Anyway, that's something else altogether. Once again, we can draw them like a giant thumb because it's fun. What holiday is it? Well, it's not a it's not an international holiday. It's Memorial Day here in the good old US of A, which is one of the few days that most places get off each year. I think it's like one of the five, one of maybe 5 or 6 holidays that pretty much everyone gets off in America. So there aren't many. It's one of them. Okay. So we've drawn some weird things. I'm gonna erase this stuff. I didn't draw anything super awesome there. Got sidetracked. Okay, let's see. I want to draw some cool girls, right? Someone wanted me to draw profile views. I don't know why. Nothing interesting happens from the profile view. It's fun when you have like a cute little like nose that's just kind of something fun. Let's see. What would be a fun looking nose? There's so many options. So if you were like super into anime, you would have the whole kind of nose area kind of come forward and the whole mouth area come forward too. And I used to like doing that. That's how I like to draw like childish figures, is bring the whole mouth forward, like the whole mouth forward. And I think it's a bit fun to draw kids that way. Something like that, you know? But yeah, nose and everything, it's pretty much the same thing. I don't like that. Generally, if you want to be realistic, you can kind of visualize the face very flat. It's not very exciting, is it? But realism has its perks. I don't want to stick to it too much. We'll get away from it just a little bit. Why am I making the nose so weird? I made him look like a mouse person by giving such a high upturned nose. Mayo fanboy asks, how would you draw a face yelling? That's a good one. I always like doing that. Maybe we could do it from the side first, and then we'll do it from the front. So basically, everything, the head's always going to be the same, of course. So we can draw, you know, the parts of the skull that don't move. They're always the same. Generally, if someone's yelling, though, they'd have their eyes closed. I don't know. It's kind of... could be one way or the other. I think they might have their brow furrowed a bit. Eyebrows possibly closed. So we can actually furrow the brow if we want. I don't know if that would work from this angle, though. Just a hint at it. That face, I don't know if this will carry, but we'll try it. So obviously, this whole part of the face, this whole top part, doesn't really move. But everything below that can go crazy. So obviously, in order for the jaw to move open, the jaw has to come back, you know, this way. Think of it like a hinge, like this. If it's closed, it's like this. But in order to open, obviously has to hinge backward. So don't just draw a mouth like wide open, you know, like coming forward, because that would look weird. Someone's yelling and making noise, they probably have to hinge their jaw backward. Oops, go away. Okay. I don't know if that's wide enough. I don't think it is. I think we should go wider. It's crazy mouth. And bottom teeth would have to be sticking out a little bit. Arr, like that. So we can loop that around. Well, the teeth wouldn't be looking like that, but you know, you get some idea. Why is that? That's horrible looking. It's fine. Figure it out. Trying to do it. Normally I would do it like a little bit of 3/4 or something, so you can actually see the mouth open in a more normal way. It's hard to do it when I try to do it from a distinctly profile view. But let's see, what would the neck do? I think it would kind of crease under a bit. It's hard to say. I'm trying to let's see, feel around on your own neck and see if you can figure it out. Obviously, we got those lines would come up. That line might come up. The jowl line might be like that. Filtrum, we can add that in. This line, that's probably what I'm messing up. The top of the mouth might be curving back around a bit. Something like that. Maybe getting some glorious side ear action. Ears are simple. You always want to kind of have the top part have the, the outline. Then it kind of lessens up as it comes to the bottom. And you always have the little part here that sometimes girls pierce. I don't know why. And there's a lobe, of course. And you can kind of make this shape in here. Sometimes there's a shape in here. You know, study ears a little bit and you'll get the hang of them. They're kind of tricky at first, I know. So once again, hairlines, they kind of follow this line around the face. You can give them sideburns if you want. That's always great. Maybe some kind of sideburns. I don't know. I hate that ear, to be honest. Okay, if you're gonna yell, let's pretend your head's coming forward a bit. So you're angry. You're lowering your head, like it's showing all your anger. Head might come around like this. Top of the skull usually folds back right in there. This part can actually come in more. Oops, not that far. Let's pretend his eyes open because he's like crazy, angry, mad person. Like a zombie or something, right? There, now he looks mad. I actually think the eyebrow would come up more then. It kind of follows the curve downward. Now he looks like he's in shock. So I can keep the eyebrow low if we want him to look really angry. It's just been furrowed downward. Once again, there's like a tendon that'll come through like the bottom where the ear meets the jawline. And you don't have to have a strong line showing for the jawline. Obviously, you're not going to get a lot of shadows. It might not even have any shadows. So you can kind of make it like not have much under it. You don't got to draw a thick line like this. because there probably wouldn't be one. You probably would just get lighting all across this area. You can draw a little bit for the tendon if you want. But it makes a little sense. I don't know. Sorry, stop paying attention. Let's see. I don't know. Anyone got any other troubling things that they're trying to figure out? You know, actually the ear usually comes back this way a little bit. Usually has a slight back tilt like that instead of the other way. But whatever. Oops. There we go. Okay. Well, there's a screamy looking guy. Let's see, what do I want to do next? Do. Just drawing a little bit for fun. While I try to think a little bit. It's always good to just idly draw. Make interesting faces. Hey, it looks like they have earrings because of where I put the other line. All right. So this guy's yelling. And this person's super calm about it. I think I mentioned it a little bit on my Twitch stream, but when you're doing hairdos, it helps to know the basic structure for most hairstyles is the box structure. So say you got this nice, whatever, oval shaped face and head, and maybe you get, I'll just quickly show you what I'm talking about. So you got the hair, blah, blah, blah. You want to kind of box it around. So like at these points, there's like a basic box shape. You know, a basic box going on. I mean, that's just how the hair gets cut in some ways, but doesn't mean you need it like that. So generally, you might have like wider points out here. And then, you know, the top part might be like that because it has that box cut. So it's all clumped up on in that area. Something like that, maybe. If that made any sense. Jeez, calm down. Um, I want to draw something fun. Okay. Goodbye, screamy guy. There we go. Let's see if we can draw a pretty girl or something. Should I start with the head or should I start with the face? I'll start with the face. Whatever. I'm in the mood for boring facial drawing stuff. Do I want to do that much nose? Decisions to make. Okay. Let me think real fast. Oh, I don't want to draw something that straight on. That's super boring. Has to have some angle to it. Okay. See some angled stuff. Is that too much? Yeah, it is. All right. I'm gonna draw an eye. I'm gonna construct it from this angle. We did the other angle. Let's do this angle. Let's make the eyebrow bigger, actually. Can we do it? Can we do it? Can we please do it? Maybe. This one goes a little strong. Once again, using all of our dumb tricks. Angle the filtrum, angle the mouth properly. It's a very scrunched face I've made somehow. Let me zoom this in a bit more. No. Where do I want the chin? I'll make it kind of pointy. Ooh, get it. Super, what's the word? Make it a little more angled so it's not super weird. Okay, now I have an idea. Man, I don't like that. Oops, I'm sorry. I'll try to read questions too. Okay. No questions seen. Kind of like that when there's a little bit of a point to the ear. That goes up a little too high. So once again, say we have our cheek right here, wrap it around the side of the head using our 3D brains, and we'll know where to put the ear. Hopefully. 3D brains, don't fail us now. Same basic shapes. We can leave it pretty simplified. Do some hints at where the hairline would be. Oops, not right there. Something like that. But we don't need to draw the hairline because we'll give this person actual hair. It's even better than having a hairline, having real hair. Let's see, should they have an ear even? We can hide most of the ear. Or we can add a little hint of an ear. One or the other. Okay. So I have this giant forehead I'm working with. And I'm trying to decide how much of it I want to keep. Because it's kind of fun. It's kind of weird. Do I want short hair? Do I want like a silly little, like a double layered weird thing going on? It's kind of fun. You look like some kind of weird worker person. Those are not cat ears, by the way. But they looked like it, so I must get rid of them. It's meant to be like a ribbon. Okay, so we have this kind of grumpy looking person. I think it's their nose that makes them look a little grumpy. Should we fix it up a little bit? Should we make them slightly a little tinier nose? Yeah, a little pointier or something. So many options when you're making up people from your mind. There's no limit to how silly you can make them look. I don't know what I like the best, actually. I'll keep it somewhere close to how I had it, I guess. Decisions. Okay. Gotta fix the neck a little bit. Give some interesting little creases or stuff. I don't know. What are you guys talking about? You guys are wrapped up in your own little battles in the chat, so. The eyes are super far apart. Don't get me wrong. I know that. But I was doing it kind of as a for fun. I don't know. I thought it looked I made their face kind of super crazy like that. I think I just like Andrew Hem too much. So I keep making my faces super wide. I can make it a little more subdued if you want. Since you guys hate style so much. Actually, let's see what we can do. Oh god, that looks terrible. Now my whole balance of everything is out of whack. No, I'm gonna leave it for now. I'll leave my crazy style for now. It looks more fun. I like the wide face. Giant forehead, wide face, wide eyes. Question, are all your patrons 11? Maybe. sure would make it a lot easier to keep them happy. No, my patrons are mostly old and fun. I like my patrons. They're fun to draw. Okay. Sheridan wants to know how to draw someone with a come hither look. I'm trying to think of what that would be real fast. Usually that's kind of like a little smirk, right? Like a... At least that's... I don't know. Let me think real fast. How would I draw that if someone just told me to draw it? Like a little bit of a smirk, maybe. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Added just the nose. Don't really care about the nose. Nose isn't going to do anything for me. Usually you would turn down the head a little bit. So let me think. Okay, hold on. I have some ideas. Let's see. Let me think. Okay. Oops, it's that line that's killing me. Okay. See, the problem is it won't work with how I drew the face, but I can do it real fast, I think. Let me try it real fast. One more attempt, then I'll give up. I don't know if I could draw it properly. Kind of have an idea of what I want to capture, but I don't know if I can pull it off. This looks like a weird little nose there. Does that work? Not really. They just look like they're mildly annoyed. Let me think. What's the trick? You can make someone that's like biting their lip. I don't know if that helps. The nose is not very pretty. Damn it. Okay. Well, apparently I suck and can't do it. Great. Great. Awesome. Doot, doot. Now they just look weird. Okay, I'll fix the eyes a little bit more. I'll keep trying a little bit. Not ready to give up. Oh my god, I cannot pick. Okay. I get stumped by the dumbest things. Do, do, do. Why do you guys keep talking about Kyle? Who cares about... Shut up for a bit. Jeez. You guys are so obsessive. That's... Okay. I suck. What was the next? Push the outside of the eyebrows further up. Wouldn't that just look angry? I made such a mess of the mouth area. I guess it kind of is similar to angry. Oops, I'm messing up everything. Do, do. Too many lines everywhere. Keep leaving little hints of lines not erasing properly, and they start to add up. Clean up a little bit. Well, Cynics, have you ever drawn Bob before? Like tons of times. Drawn Bob so many times. Oh, well, I can't do it. Good. Great. Oops. That's a completely different expression with that. It's like smug. We're just going through a whole range of emotions. Damn it. Okay. Oops. Okay. Anyway. You guys are talking a lot about legs and hips. Someone must have asked some question. I feel like we talked about that last or a couple streams ago. I need to draw another person real fast. I need to draw a person I like. I need to be happy with a drawing. What should I start with? The mouth? What's gonna be the key factor that's gonna make me like a drawing? I don't know if a mouth ever sells a drawing. I guess it could. Probably not like that though. Need to face downward. Okay. That's such a boring mouth. That's fine. We'll make it work. Just keep everything super loose. Less is more. Oops. Okay, that kind of looks like a giant eye. Just gotta add another one over on the other side. Apparently this is how you make things pretty. It's by giving them giant eyes. At least it works sometimes. Lots of eyelashes and things like that. The bottom lashes you want kind of disconnected from the eye a little bit to show that you're looking down on some giant eyelid. So many amazing tricks to use. I don't think I need to do it like that. Like that. I always like doing the little nook in there. Little nooks and crannies around the eyes. Do I like this nose? I feel like the nose can be a little lower. Maybe the mouth can be higher. Yeah, I'm gonna raise the mouth a little bit. Use my magic tools. That did not do anything. This one. Do I like that? Let's see. No? I don't know. Yeah. Well, it's fine. I don't care that much. Nose is super boring. Little tiny eyebrows. You can add a hint of craziness here and there so they look more like hair than just lines. Okay. You guys really dislike the lips or something? I don't know. Trying to make them mildly different from the faces I normally draw, with thin little eyes and thin little lips and everything. Oh, I hate that nose so much. Okay. One more time. With effort this time. We're just gonna make it simple. Is that too simple? Okay, one more time. That's fine. We can work with this. What would be an awesome hairstyle? Giant, silly looking ear. This person looks like a dumb elf or something. They're giant weird eyes. Oops. Stay together. Punk mohawk bra. Okay. Could do that. I have a feeling anything would pretty much work. Let's see. Ears shouldn't be higher? I don't think so. They're already pretty high. I think they're okay. Yeah, I don't know. I probably wouldn't put them higher. Ahem. Cynics, are you happy with your life? I am. I'm pretty happy with things. I can't complain. I enjoy what I do. I enjoy my days. I enjoy the people I spend my time with. So, yeah, I would say I'm happy. I definitely enjoy art. And I enjoy all this stuff. Making dumb videos. I wish I could make... I wish I could really just get more of the content I wanted out there. His face is like so boring looking. How do you think it'll look if we just paint it real fast? Curious now. Let's do the most boring paint job we can possibly do and see how it looks. We'll make it super like anime boring. What do we want? This one. Multiply. Super color like this. Yeah, that's about as vanilla as you can get with a skin tone. Look at how vanilla that looks. And by vanilla, I mean generic and boring. Not the vanilla flavor or color. It's like default skin color for boring anime or something. And we can do it super simple and just add like a... Let's see, what do we need? Some red around the... no, I don't want to go with red around the eyes. Let's go with like a slight purplish tone around the eyes. Oops. Okay, that's not a good color at all. Let's go somewhere in here. Too far. Hmm. Okay. So one of the best techniques for painting, like just different things in the skin, is to do like a gradient that like folds into another gradient. Let me show you what I mean real fast. So say for instance, like we have a crease under the eye, right? So we want to have a nice kind of smooth gradient. Gets real dark around the edge. Actually, this is kind of going the opposite direction, isn't it? Okay, let me do this way. So we're gonna have a nice gradient going into the, yeah, we'll bring it into the whole lip area. So get nice and dark right here, light out here. Oops, didn't mean to do that. And then right at the edge of it, we'll have a whole new gradient start. Like that. And this gradient will do the same thing of going back into another gradient. And that's just a nice way to get like good creases in the skin. It's gradient folded into gradient. See that? It's like instant detail on your skin with very little effort. Now it looks nice and smooth and pretty. Yeah, see, I emphasize that crease so much that it makes her look like an old lady, right? I know. I went overboard with it just to show you to showcase my point, but I'm not actually gonna do that there. Should give him like a nice red tumbler nose. I don't know. It's a question for the ages. To make it super subtle, maybe. I don't think we really need the line art. Let's just paint over it. Let's make it super anime. Okay. Get a nice saturated tone for where it's super dark. Maybe even darker. Then really reddish right up in there. That'll probably work. Just a whole bunch of dark tones in there. Get a nice roundness to the bottom bulb of the nose. Focus on it like it's just a ball shape in here. Just get a nice ball going. Just being nice and soft with our brush so it gets a nice brusherly look. Oops. Right, bring it in a little bit though. Do I like that nose? Not yet. But we'll work on it. Look how easy it is to paint some kind of nose. Might want little dark lines around the edge. It's hard to say how dark you want to take it. Oops. Okay. Hmm. I think it's helpful to have a little bit of saturated tones on the outside actually of this nose part. It's a little more realistic. I don't know if it looks good in this style though. We'll have to find out. Okay. Isn't it fun to paint noses? I could paint noses all day, I think. Never gets tiring. Something weirdly relaxing about it. If you can get it to work. This part though, I'm messing up. It shouldn't be like this. This can go up a little higher. Something like that. Let's see. This can cut in a little bit more. if they need that highlight or not. It's kind of weird. Oops. This brush can't do details, which is why I have a detail brush. Which doesn't do details either. Okay, let's try. Guess I have to go back to thick and thin for the details. I don't know any other brush that'll do it. Okay. Let's see, I think I could bounce a little bit of light in here. I don't know how that will look. Just for fun. Like maybe a little bit of light gets bounced around and it looks a little more interesting. We'll try it. I don't know if that's scientifically accurate, but maybe it'll look cool in the end. Okay, back to the regular brush. So we got a nose. I think we can try the lips real fast. Stay in this general area. I'm gonna make them darker actually. Or pinker. Decisions. It's not bad. A little darker. Okay, something like that. I don't know if I like that. I don't know. I don't think I've ever really been happy with the way I paint lips, so it's something I gotta work on for sure. Helps to do that little bit of highlight though around the edge. You can gradient it out. Just fade it out a little bit. Have a hint of that old separation. I don't know if I like that or not. Yeah, I think I should always leave the lips a little less detailed. I think that kind of might look better. I don't know. Try a little bit of highlighting though. Maybe on one side. Just on one side, like a fade. Okay, we'll see how it works. Oops. Okay. Cynics, since you like how Jet draws eyes, will you ever be inspired and do something similar? Maybe. I'm always down to try stuff. But it's because I like someone else's style. I don't know. I don't think it always fits my style. Not that it matters to have a style. Styles are made to be messed with. Oops. There we go. A little bit of that. And we could add a little bit of highlight on the one side. Kind of like it when it's subtle like that. Very matte finished. I don't know, I like the glossy look. We can try it real fast. I guess it's kind of fun. Hold on. Get a good brush in here. Maybe not quite like that though. Not too much. Try not to go overboard. Huh. I don't think I like it. Decisions. What if you just went all the way and just a little bit? I guess it's okay. Scratchboard, impasto. Yeah, I want to get rid of this line here. Just all the hard edge lines that just drive you nuts. Okay, a little bit of highlight up here. Actually, it'd probably look cool if it just faded into the lip like that. Well, we'll see. Yeah, I think I like that better. Where the lip just kind of fades off into the skin. I don't know why I keep trying to give these creases. It's nothing appealing about creases. The less, the better. Okay. Cynics, how can I convince someone that their work is total shit? Um, I don't know. I've been trying to convince Psycher that for years. No, I'm just kidding. That's I don't know. What kind of question is that? I mean, you can just keep giving them good advice till their work isn't bad anymore. It seems like the best thing to do. Let's see. I could probably just make the whole neck a bit darker. Gradient it all out. This is so monochromatic. I should make it more bluish, right? Do something fun. Get some color variations going. Can be more orangish on or pinkish or whatever color this is on one side, more bluish on the other, and it's instantly like 5 times more interesting. Let's add some pinks and stuff. Some rosiness to the cheeks. Bring the highlights back on the chin a little bit if we want. Then fold the whole chin around into some shadows. Actually, let me put a harder edge on this. Just around the edges. Maybe around the front, I don't know. Question. Cynics, are you adding the blue and other colors with a light source in mind or just purely to add interest? Sometimes when I'm adding blue, they're to add with some kind of light source in mind, but I'm just creating that light source to add interest. So it's a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B. But you don't always need to have the light source. So you can just kind of pretend there's like materials around them. Maybe there's a blue wall, something. I don't know. You gotta find some way to bring some hue variations in. Otherwise, it all just looks like boring. I'm a big fan of hue variations, and it's not for everyone. There's plenty of people that never use hue variations in their work, and they're still very popular and successful. It's just kind of a matter of personal taste and opinion. What am I using? Which one is the right one? Let's see. I think that one is. So that's a fun highlight to add around the eye where the skin gets nice and moist. You can add a little bit of this, little bit of highlight there. It's always a good place to add some. Come on. That's not what I wanted. Let's see. I can bring in a little bit of here. Just pop some more shadows in along the side. Oops. Turn the face a bit more. It's looking pretty flat. I want it to be turned back. Anyway, let's see. Sorry if I missed any questions. Try to remember to look at it. Might as well do the eyes a little bit. I can't do eyelashes with this brush, sadly. We'll see. Try to just edge them out. Okay. So we got that fold going around the eye, kind of looking into it. Make this a little more pinkish. Sure, why not? Get the pink around the eye, might as well. In the crease. I can't use this brush. Gotta switch. Good old thick and thin will work. A little bit of more dark in the middle. I don't want it all the way out. And the eyes, once again, you don't want to go straight to white, because that's weird. But you can make them kind of yellowish, a little bit subtle. Certainly want to take away the skin tone. Oops. Try to get rid of some of these tones. Ah, hard to get it to look right. Okay. We'll see how that works. Now we can round these out just a little bit. Just use our shadows a little bit, play with them. I'd shadow along the top where the eyelashes would be coming over. A little bit of that. Look at those eyes. They're super bright. Despite not using white, they still look super bright. I can soften them up a little, maybe. Maybe not. PSN. Why are you guys talking about PSN? I need to get a PlayStation 4. I haven't had any chance to play games though. Be super fun to play. Oh well. Sometime I will play games with you guys. We will have fun. Because I am the best at games. Way better than I am at drawing. Oh, I might as well. Let's see. Should I? Should I give him super creepy eyes? It's little dot eyes. Super creepy, isn't it? That would be super fun and weird. What else can we do? Square eyes are fun. I actually like square eyes. Let's try it. I should have made them a little bigger. No, I can do it. I can fix it. Question: do you ever partake in art competitions? Yeah, I used to on concept art. Those weren't really, well, those weren't really the type of mainstream competitions though. We'd have fun though. And Last Man Standing was like a big deal for me. I used to try so hard. Okay. Oops. Okay. Last thing you got to do always with the eyes is figure out your reflection pattern. So, is this person indoors, outdoors? What are they? See, I think if they're indoors, you can always have, man. There we go. If they're indoors, you can always do like the block of like a window, typical 4 pane window. That always looks fun. Or maybe they just have a computer screen. Or what else? I like those, like if you ever, I can't really do it on this side though. The ring of lights kind of around the, like a bathroom mirror or something. That's always a fun one. Might be accurate. Maybe they're in like a bathroom. We can use our imagination. Can do all kinds of stuff with reflections. And you can have the little reflection on the bottom of the eye if you want. Like, look how moist it is in here. So watery. Blah, blah, blah. Oops. Let's see. I don't know if that looks good or not. Probably not. Well, I suck at eyelashes apparently. Doesn't really fit into my loose painterly style, does it? Go with this color. How many hours have I been streaming for? I'm completely losing track of time. Better do some eyebrows. We'll bring in the blues. The blues will always save us on eyebrows. You use the blues to kind of rough it out and then detail it with a darker color. You can be pretty casual with the blues. Okay, so we have our roughs, and now we just gotta come back in. And that's about right. So that way it kind of looks like it's hair, maybe. Slightly. Stupid ears. Oh, so ugly you are. A little bit of looseness here and there. Try to break up some of the static. I don't like that. Okay. So I'm kind of following the jowl line a little. Jowl line. Let's see. please, please wrap this up. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. I'll wrap this up fast. We're gonna go into speed paint mode. We're zoomed out. We're ready to just lay in all the dumb big strokes. Okay, go a little more yellow up here. Colors of the face or something. I don't know. I like that. Well, it's something. Okay, this color will do. Trying to decide how much shadow I want to bring in on this part. It's always a tricky part. Okay, maybe something like this. Uh-huh. Bring in the contours of the face at this kind of angle to follow up the cheekbone. Mm-hmm. That's fine. Okay. Yeah. Great. Do. Oops. Okay. Cynics, give her hair. Yeah, I guess I could. So anywhere where we have a hairline, once again, like to desaturate, super saturate the colors. So we probably got the hair coming around here. We can bring in some really heavy oranges or something. And let's see, what kind of hairdo do we want to do? Still want to bring in a little more colors up here. Some yellows. You guys hate yellows. Bring in some highlight. Some kind of highlight. Let's see. Good hairdo, good hairdo. I don't know. I don't have any brilliant ideas right now. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. Oops. Should I just get rid of those ears? Those boring ears. Yeah, might as well. Normally, I shouldn't use. Actually, I don't know why I am. Shouldn't use just an orangish color. Should go to something a little more interesting. Let's see. What do we want to do? Oops. Let's see. Go like this. Slowly constructing hair here. And let's see, we're gonna have like a part maybe here. Something like that. Bring in some lightness right there, as we can. Let's see. What else can we do? Trying to think of what the hairstyle should wind up as. Actually, you know what would be fun? If we did some kind of... I'll try to do it fast. Maybe some kind of thing on top of the head? What's a good color that would complement everything? Green? No. Let's go with a... No, I don't like that. I don't know about this color. Just keep playing around a bit. Okay, what else can we add? Screw it. Okay. Well, I didn't really plan out this head thing, so I don't know what to do with it. Oops. it's so off-centered. Everything's tilted. Should have made this come back a different way. I was smarter. Maybe it can be some kind of dumb frog helmet. That would be super fun. Let's see if I can pull this off. Okay. What does that look like? Can't do it properly. Hold on. Hmm. Okay. That's a terrible thing. Uh-huh. Oops. Oi. Sorry, I've completely lost track of talking. Sometimes happens. Usually when the stream is winding down, obviously. Let's see. Oi, oi, oi. Okay. There we go. This would probably be all in shadow. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Well, I can't I can't get it just right, but close enough, right? Sorry, chat, I've been ignoring you completely. Okay, so I think we're ready to wrap it up because I've completely gone crazy. And I'm rendering things that don't matter at all. All right, so thank you everyone for watching. Hope it was fun. Hope we had a good time with our silly drawings. Maybe I'll keep messing around with this later on. Who knows? Maybe I'll go on Twitch sometime and figure out where to go. Look, it's a dual colored shirt. One side's that, one side's that. How exciting. So we made some fun and and I guess that's gonna do it. So yeah, we painted a little face, we drew some faces, and that's it for this stream. So I will see you guys all in the near future. I will probably get some other videos done, hopefully. If you don't know by now, I have a Twitch channel. It's twitch.tv/CynicsDesign, where I stream on a pretty regular basis, but you'll have to check my Twitter to find out when I'm streaming, and that's Cynics777. So I think that's about it. That covers all the stuff, right? Twitters and other stuff. No, it's fine. Leave it alone, man. Okay. Thanks for watching. See you guys shortly. Sorry for being so quiet near the end. But that's how it goes when you're dumb. Blip. Doop.